Hi everyone. Hello. Hi. Hello. Hello everyone. Hi. Hello. Hello Geeta. How are you guys? I'm fine. What about you? Hi everyone. Okay, I'll just wait for like a couple of minutes to let others join and then we can start with this session. Okay, so I guess we should start now because we are only having 1 hour. So hey guys, my name is Komal and my Instagram handle is artsy_Komal, and this is the second time I am conducting a live session on MENORAH Stationery page. So last time we drew a necklace, a jewelry illustration actually, and this time we are gonna draw a food illustration. And basically it is, a candy stick, a lollipop. So that we are going to draw, and that also in a realistic way using colored pencils. So we will learn what are the techniques to make your drawing pop out, to add that realism to your drawing. Okay, Ashi, you take this session every day? No dear, I don't take every day, but MENORAH has planned sessions every Wednesday and Saturday. They post prior in their feed. You can check them out. They are on various topics like painting, mandalas, like that way. So by that time you can just collect your materials. You will require sketchbook, color pencils, and white gel pen or acrylic paint if you have, and graphite pencil for sketching. Yes, the live will be saved, definitely. You can check it later if you want, or you are practicing and you need the tips, you can check that later. So I guess we should start, right? Okay, so let's start. Let me just give me a moment so I can flip my camera. Okay, so guys, we are going to draw this today. This is what we are going to draw today. That's a candy illustration and I have sketched it already. So now we will just use color pencils and make this like this. Okay, so let's start with it. I'll be sharing tips that will helpful for you. Okay. So this drawing I'm making on MENORAH Stationery 180 GSM case bound sketchbook. Okay, the paper quality is good. It's 180 GSM and it's great for artwork with, you know, having layering techniques. Like, it is amazing for color pencil, I would say. So let us start it. Okay. Never mind. Let's begin. So first of all, I will go with this colored part. First of all, I'll go with this colored part and starting from this red shade. So what is the basic in this? The light is coming from this direction, so the shadow will be on this side. So you have to make sure that you make this part having, like, you know, light shades, and the shadow should be this side. So the darker shades should be used this side. Okay, the darkest shades should be used this side. Now this is like, you know, twisted swirls are there, the swirl here. So this interior portion, which is, you know, bending inwards, that part will have more shadow compared to this part. So this part will be more highlighted. Okay, that will give you an illusion that it's realistic. I hope you can get what I mean. Yes, this live will be saved. Surely this will be saved. Okay, so let's just start. First of all, I'll start from the red shade. So this I'm using, we will go from darker shade to the lighter shade. Okay, so, or you can do one more thing. We can just have a base layer first. Okay, so I'm using this scarlet red shade, or you can use a normal red shade color pencil and just, you know, add highlight over here. Sorry, you can add base layer. Okay, just start adding base layer just like here. So that should be, you know, the pressure should be very light. Okay, keep the pressure really light, like this way. Okay, this is your base layer. And now I'll take a darker red shade, like, you know, more like a berry shade, raspberry shade, and we will just, at this point, we will start adding the other layer. As I said, this portion will have more dark shades, and as it is coming outside, it will have more light shade. I am using Brustro colored pencil. These are Brustro color pencils. Okay, I'm using Brustro color pencils. To give it a more dark touch, I will be using brown shade here. Okay, and now again with this red one, we will just this way. You can use, you know, a bright orange shade, like the paprika kind of shade. I'm using it from Brustro, and you can use that shade for giving it a more vibrant touch. Meanwhile, guys, if you have any question, you can ask. I'll happy to answer them. So this is how we are gonna do this. As I said, darker areas will be here. In this, I am using more of a burnishing technique. Layering is when you layer on the colors. Burnishing is when you saturate the colors. Okay, so this is how I am proceeding with it. Okay, so this was for the red part. We can go and do all the red parts first if you want, and then we will go to another shade. So I can see that this part is also red, and since the swirl is this side, we will add the shadow like this. Now there is one more thing to see here. As we can see, this shadow, this lies right, so this part will be dark. So in this case we will add more darker shade on the outer corner also, because we have shadow on this side. Keep in mind the shape. Which paper I am using? Brustro. So paper I am using of MENORAH stationery paper I am using. It is 180 GSM case bound sketchbook. Okay, for color pencil I'll recommend you to at least have 180 GSM, because you know, it requires layering. So a good quality paper helps you to layer better. So I'll just say you should have 180 GSM minimum. Like this. Okay, so weird. Fine, just moving ahead. Now this portion is a light red portion. You know, you can even draw this without reference. Like, this is such a fun reference. I'll just add more shadow, I guess, here. So I was just saying that this is such a fun reference that you can just make it without reference. Just make a stick, make a circle or swirls, snail shape I will say, and then make these lines and just color them with different color. Or you can just make it by using any two shades, red, white, any way you want, and it will come out really good. Like, I really enjoy making this, because you know, you don't have to pay much attention to various details and all. Okay. So this part, just make sure you don't just, the shape should be kept in mind, the circle shape. I'll take this again. I'm taking this orangish red, you know, or reddish orange, whatever way you can say it, and then adding. When I did this one, it took me around 2 hours, like, you know, patiently adding all the details, and today I'm going to do the same in 1 hour. So challenging but it's fun. I'm using Brustro pencil. Okay, so I guess we have done all the red sections from the outer swirl. Okay, now we can go with other shades. Next I'm going with the orange. For that I'll use the orange and that reddish orange shade I was using earlier. Okay, fine. And I'll use a light brown shade also for the shadow part. Sometimes I work around by adding a base layer, but this reference is, you know, not that big, so it's working fine if I'm not adding the base layer also. To add depth to your drawing, to make it look more realistic, shadow plays a very important role. So is the highlights. So add shadow on the corners, like, you know, this part and this part. Add shadow here, and this middle part will go by adding. Now here it is very vibrant, so for that I'll use my white pencil and I'll just burnish them here. Okay, look, it just gives you a nice highlighted area, lighter area compared to what we were doing earlier. Okay, so we have orange at this point also. I'm using Bristol color pencils and MENORAH Stationery 180 GSM paper. Okay, so right now, whosoever are watching my live, how many of you use color pencils or are color pencil artists or fond of using color pencil? Let me know so I can check out your pages. Again, at this part I will add a dark shade, whereas this, where these two meet, I'll add just a white shade. You can see how it's just coming up. Yes, this video will be saved on the MENORAH Stationery page. You can check it out later on. Yeah, these are Bristol color pencil. These are wax based, like, yeah, normal wax based color pencils. And the reference that I have choose, you can draw this with any basic set of color pencil also, having basic shades, because the colors are really simple one. Okay, so we are done with the orange also for the outer one part. Now we will go with the yellow. So for yellow, I'll be using a lighter yellow shade and more of a mustard shade. So one will be this. If you want the name, it is the lemon shade, and the other is the mustard shade. And same, I'll be using the white for highlight parts. Okay, so again adding adding white. Thank you. Yes, this live will be saved. Okay, what else? We have yellow at this part also. We can do it later on. Okay, so this is again a shadow part. We will add brown to make it pop out more. Okay, this is done, this is done. Now we can go with this. Fine. Next is the green. I'll be using, again for this, I'll be using a dark green shade and a lighter green shade. So here I am having an emerald shade, or you can say, we can have otherwise, wait, forest green shade, that will work better. With that I'm having grass green as well as olive shade, just to add a more yellowish touch to that green part. Okay. Again, starting by adding just make sure that you focus on the spots where there is highlights, because you know, in realism what matters is the illusion that you create using adding shadows as well as highlights. Guys, if you have any question you can ask me. I'm using Bristol color pencils. Kriti, I'm using Bristol color pencils. Okay, next we have this part. Also, when you're making this type of candy, make sure you're leaving white spaces. Here we will add later on the colors. Okay. Like I've seen many references, it's the same way. They have these white spaces. So make sure you also do that way. Fine. We are done with. Now last shade is the purple. For that I'm using this dark purple, that is amethyst shade, and mauve shade, as well as a lighter violet. Okay. I feel for me the fun part is adding this portion and this portion. Like suddenly the drawing starts popping out. So I love that thing. So which medium is your favorite? Watercolors, color pencil, or graphite sketching? What do you like the most? I personally love color pencils. I mostly do color pencil actually. I started with graphite. Right now I'm using color pencils. I even tried watercolors, but I love color pencils. What about you all? So we are again, this part will be more dark because of the shadows this side. Always keep in mind your light source. If your light source is there, the shadow will be on the opposite side. So make sure you keep that in mind. In case your light source is this and this, your shadow will lie here as well. Some shadow will also lie, like it will tilt towards this side. So make sure you keep those points in mind. It will help a lot. Okay, almost done with the outer section. Now we should move with the inner section. Wow, there are great medium, Kriti, watercolor and acrylic. I really want to try acrylics. Now this part again will have dark. Wherever we are showing the twist, we have to add dark shades there to show that there is depth in that. Now we are adding the lighter shades. And at last, white. So do you guys also feel that white color, no matter what medium it is, acrylics, gouache or color pencils, white color is the first one to get finished? So is this the same with you also? Okay, so we are done with the red part totally. Now we will just go with the orange and quickly finish that part also. Okay. Suggest a good brand of color pencils for a beginner sketch artist. Well, Pink Wings Creation, I would say you can go with Brustro. They also have a 24 set if you want to start with the lesser shades. The color pencils are so creamy and they are really very good. But if I tell you about my personal experience, I started using, there were these pencils, Faber-Castell Bunstift pencil. I purchased them from Amazon, Color Me Grip pencils in the set of 48. So I have worked for like an year with those pencils and just improved my skills in realism with that only. You can check out my page artsy_komal and you will find most of the drawings, like not the recent one, I have done the recent one with Brustro, but the earlier drawings have been done using those pencils also. So if you feel that will work good for you, you can surely go with that, because as a beginner I have choose that. If you will start with many shades in the starting, you will get confused. It's better to keep your color palettes, like range of colors less in the starting. Can you work from light to dark or dark to light with color pencils? Well, it depends actually. Sometimes I work from dark to light When I have to burnish, like the area is less, I go from dark to light. I feel that is much better. But I would personally suggest to go dark to light. Lekin, if you have to go, you have to go layering, like skin blending, don't do dark in the very starting. What matters is how much pressure you put on your pencil. If you put lots of pressure, like you're just like in this, the reference is small, I can use the pressure. But if the area is large and you're using lots of pressure, the color won't mix together and the blending won't be, like very smooth. So try to keep your pressure light, then layer them. If you are using layering method, you can go from light to dark as well, unless your pressure is very light, and dark to light also the same concept goes. The pressure should be very light, especially in the bigger areas where blending is clearly visible. Okay, I am just left with this spot for the... Wow, time runs so fast. We are done with like half an hour. I do agree, Kriti, it's really very frustrating that your white color finish, especially when you don't have a backup. That time it's just so annoying. Thank you, Avani. Okay, we are almost done with this part. Now let's move to the yellow part. Quickly do this. Well, can you rectify mistakes in color pencils? Honestly, it's really difficult to rectify your mistakes in color pencils unless there is a scope of rectifying it. Otherwise, if you have added the layers, the color pencil won't erase that well if you have added many layers on that, and it will also affect the paper. So I don't think there is much scope in rectifying your mistakes in color pencils. Better is being patient, like working with patience and taking your time, enjoying the process. That will help a lot. So we are almost... One more thing that can help is not using black every time when you are adding shadow. Sometimes the darkest area doesn't mean that they are black. We just add directly black, which lead to making the drawing look very unrealistic. So add black only at that point where it is very, very dark, like absolutely dark, at that point only. Okay, next is the green section. Okay, so you guys get inspiration from, like, what is your inspiration? So what is your inspiration like? If you ask me, I get my inspiration from food. Like I really draw a lot of food drawings. My feed is mostly filled with food drawings. And you can see this is also a food drawing. So I love drawing food, you know. What about you all? Also one tip, if you are, you know, working on a bigger area, try to use circular motion like this in layering. It will help your color pencil to blend smoothly like this. It's best for the bigger areas as well as the smaller areas also. Sure, I'll just okay, we are done. A bit of green section is left. Okay. Seriously, white is the magic pencil, I would say. We are finally done with the, you can say, this upper part, except the white portion. Again, I'll tell what you have to do with the white portion. Don't just leave it completely blank. As you can see, it is looking completely unrealistic. For that, take a gray pencil as well as a white pencil. You need both, and make sure you have sharpened these pencils well. So let me just sharpen my white pencil because it has gone. And yeah, because this is very sleek area. So this is your gray pencil. Now you have to add gray tones on the edges like this, and some on this side, more on the edges. Okay, like this. Then with your white pencil, burnish out this. Now you can see it will add more depth to this area. I'll just quickly add the gray tones first. Okay. Now we'll just blend it using white. Look, like this. Same goes here, but in this side the gray will be more. Make sure to add gray in this part also. And then add white. Okay, same way here. And then add white. Okay, so we are done. Finally, almost we are done. Yes. Fine. Now just let me see if there is anything we need to add. Just adding to make a difference. That's it. So guys, this is almost done. Now let's do the stick, and I guess we are almost done. Then we have only the shadow part left. Fine. So for this, let me just twist it a bit. For this, keep your pencil really sharp, because this is a very thin area. I'll be first using, don't just leave it, do it white and leave it like that way. First I'll add a bit, you know, red with a very light pressure. On one side. On the other side, I'll add gray. Again with a very light pressure. Okay, now we will take our white pencil and burnish it up like this. Again, I'll take my red pencil and define the look. Okay, we are done with this. Almost done with this part. Okay, now I will use a white gel pen for adding highlights. This highlights, you can see this part, white gel pen. You can use acrylic paint also, but like that highlights are very tiny. I'll just recommend you to add white gel pen. This is a magic tool, guys. You must buy if you want to do color pencils, especially realism. So light tapping, and we will add these random dots. If you feel that somewhere it is looking way too vibrant, you can just tap it with your finger. Somewhere there will be these slight lines. You can see like that way. Fine. So it's almost done. Now we will add the shadow, the main part. So many people use various methods to add shadow. I will be using a very simple one. I'll be adding shadow using a pencil, a graphite pencil. You can take a shading pencil if you want. And for this part, the shadow will slant. It will start a little above and will slant. Okay, I'll just show you how. And you will require these cotton buds. Okay, so leave some white space with a very light hand like this. in a slanting way. Now I'll take this bird and I'll blend it. You can use your finger in case you want a very... With cotton bud, it's more controlled. Look. So like this I am saying. Okay. If you want, you can add another layer of the shadow also to make it more dark. Okay, this will make it more dark, and then again blend it using this. And now the shadow for the upper part. Fine. So there will be slight shadow at this point also. Okay, and now at this part we will add the shadow. So take your pencil. You can keep a piece of paper just so that just don't mess your drawing, and just keep your pencil like this, not like this, otherwise it will make impressions on the paper. Just keep it like this. Hold your pencil. Okay, now take your finger and smudge it like I use this way. You can use blending stump for sure. That's a better alternative. Like this. This is the first layer of your shadow. We will just add more darker layer. Again, with the help of my finger, I'll simply smudge it up. Go in a circular motion. Okay, so yes guys, we are almost done. I do agree it is more, in depth. Reason being, it generally took me around, like, I would say more than 2 hours, including the sketching part. So yes, so if you do it with patience and with a lot of time, taking your time, you can surely create it in an amazing way. So okay, so if you have any question, you can ask me, or then I can show you some of my other drawings that I have did. Please share your Insta ID, writing it on a piece of paper. Sure, just give me a second. So this is my Insta ID, @artsy_komal. So this is my Insta ID, @artsy_komal. Thank you so much. Okay, so do you guys want to see some of my other drawings that I have done? I'm using Bristol color pencils. Okay, I'll show you the drawings that I have done on this paper, this sketchbook. This is MENORAH Stationery 180 GSM sketchbook. Okay, and I'll just show you. Wait a second. So these are some of the drawings. This was the live session I did the last time. If you have not watched that and you want to learn how I made this, you can check. You can scroll down in the MENORAH Stationery page and you will get that live. So it's just, this is what we learned today. These are earrings that I have made. This is a cupcake drawing, and that's a Christmas bell. This was taught by me in the live, so I have this. This is the drawing I made for 5K, and that is the 2022 drawing. Thank you so much, Anjali. Yeah, so these are some fruit drawings that I have done. This is the pomegranate, kiwi, and give me a second, I'll show you one more. This is the strawberry. So guys, I would like to say I have a fruit series going on my page, and with every fruit in the swipe up, in that post, there is actually too much light coming, I post tutorials, so you can check those out. I hope you will enjoy them and that will help you. This is the macaroons drawing I have made. I hope you like them. Okay, I'll show you some of my drawings in the other sketchbook also. So I have this sketchbook. This is MENORAH Dry Media 240 GSM sketchbook, and genuinely I love this sketchbook way too much. Like, most of my drawings you will see are in this sketchbook. The reason being, the paper is obviously 240 GSM. Amazing, fine tooth, blending is just flawless. Also, due to fine tooth, there is no grain in my drawing, so that's the reason I love this sketchbook. Okay, so I'll just show you some of my drawings. So this is the hair drawing that I have done on this page. Sure, I can show you my Insta ID again. This is artsy_komal. Wait, I will pin it. Why I don't got this idea earlier. Artsy_komal. Fine. Okay, next drawings. This is a bird that I have made. And this is a castle drawing that I had done. This is holly berries for the Christmas. I have done this drawing. And this is an outfit drawing. This is a cactus. This is a portrait of Avneet. So that's it. These are all the drawings that I have done on this sketchbook. I have also, tried watercoloring. I'm really a beginner. So I have done watercoloring in this cute sketchbook, and I absolutely love this one. So you can see, these are some of my watercoloring sketches. I'm just a beginner in this. Again, you can see food. As I said, I love drawing foods. Cheesecake. And a cupcake. And a jar. So yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's the only drawings. This one is 300 GSM A6 sketchbook spiral. This is so cute and handy. Like, I just take it everywhere with me. Okay, so now let me flip my camera so we can just have a little chat, because we still have 5-10 minutes. Okay guys, yeah, so you guys have any doubt, you can ask me, and I will love. I need a tutorial for all of them. Oh my god. Well, uh, these are a lot of drawings. Actually, when working with color pencils, I'm very indecisive, like what reference should I choose to teach you all. The reason being, color pencil drawing take so long. Like the pieces that I have shown you, especially in this sketchbook, I guess all took me around 7-8 hours. You can guess. So you have to join a live for like 7-8 hours and then learn. And that's also, they are not in one sitting. I've just, for days I have, this drawing has took around 30 hours. So you can just see. All I'm gonna say is that be patient when you draw and the results will be amazing. Ma'am, you draw mandala art? No, I don't do. Though they seem really fascinating, but I don't think that's my cup of tea. Okay. Many people are joining now. So if you have, as you are joining now, missed the live and want to see what I have taught, you can just check it out later on, because this live will be saved in their page. Any tips for the beginners? For the beginners, I will say that first of all, be patient. This is a very must tip that you should follow, and start with a very easy reference. Choose a very simple reference, having blending, not having many detail, and then start. Or you can also see some blending tutorials on the YouTube, how to blend color pencils. Then go for color pencils. Also choose the right quality paper. If your paper is not a good quality, there are chances that your results will not turn out that good, especially working with color pencils. And same goes with paints also, actually, because color pencils, when you layer, if that paper is thin, there are chances the paper will tear out. So try that you are using good quality paper. And if you ask me, I'll highly recommend these papers, MENORAH stationery paper, especially this sketchbook. I'll recommend you guys. Like the green one, I also love the most, but this is just, I don't know, this is flawless. Like I love this. I have used craft knife in the sketchbook even for adding details at some point, and still the paper has not teared and there is no, seep through at the back of the paper. And please make the tutorials for all of them. Okay, so on my page, I'm having a fruit series going on. Okay, I post, like, after every 2 or 3 drawings, I post a fruit series. So you can just, look at my page and they're having tutorials. So I guess our live is almost going to end. Okay guys, I guess thank you for joining the live, and it was so fun working with you all. And we will meet in the next live. And thank you, MENORAH Stationery, for giving me this opportunity. I hope you enjoyed the lives. Bye bye and good night. Thank you.